Why hasn't there been any research on the psychological damage that magic can cause? There has been, and quite a lot. Most of it is published in true crime accounts, but usually overlooked as being unrelated from one case to another, which it is not. In almost all individual cases of serial killers, organized pedophile rings, lone assassins, themselves usually activated sleeper agents of psy-op mind control programming, and charismatic cult leaders, there is the mention, often obliquely, other times outright, of certain practices called by the criminals themselves ritual magic, usually in group settings. The most famous such case probably remains the Manson family, cult of LSD-brainwashed hippie murderers of 1969, although the case of Jim Jones, who had his followers drink poison kool-aid to commit mass suicide in 1978, is another fine example. After all, from whom did these cults acquire their drugs? Since these cases, the Satanic Panic occurred in the 1980s, although aside from the organization remembered now as the Finders, very little headway was made in solving the rampant allegations of so-called satanic ritual abuse of children at that time. Following this, from the mid-90s until 2019, wealthy financial advisor Jeffrey Epstein ran a massive international child sex trafficking ring in plain sight of countless police agencies, demonstrating the concerns that cops may be complicit in covering up such an immense and heinous crime. On Epstein's personal island, there was an enormous sundial surrounded by benches, presumably for the practice of some sort of superstitious ceremony. The question of what happens to missing children is unbelievably shocking. Most end up being trafficked for sex, hooked on drugs by organized handlers, and prostituted in trap houses until finally being tortured and killed on snuff films, with their organs harvested and sold on the international black market. All of this reeks of pure evil from a westernized, puritanical point of view, and surely the giant owl statue symbolizing Minerva in Bohemian Grove does not help the rich elites implicated in such foul play out from under accusations of Molech worship and modern-day human sacrifice. Of course, there may seem to have been no real scholarly works assembling a complete data set, cross-referencing all these themes with the actual practice of ritual magic, but, as I say, it is mentioned independently in almost all these sort of cases, without any further conclusion being drawn. The case investigating the finders, for example, was shut down as an internal matter by the U.S. CIA. It stands to reason there is not a more thorough record and account of satanic ritual abuse cults involving magic, because these tactics likely continue to be employed in the field of domestic and foreign spycraft to this very day.